Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I welcome you all in this Mandala drawing session. I am your host, Nidhi Prakash, and today this is our Mandala NPA 082, 82nd Mandala drawing session. Wow, I'm so excited. So let's first talk about our supplies. As you can see, I'm going to work on the artist style. It's a 6" by 6" square paper. This is the smooth surface vellum surface, and it's 270 gram if you see the thickness of this paper. This is the tile, and I'm going to use these micron pen. One is a little thick tip 08 and this one is a little thin tip, but you can just work with the one pen too. I'm going to use the compass. I have already put the pencil, one pencil again for the marking, eraser, pencil for the shading, tortillon, and the ruler. So these are the supplies which we are going to use. And let me see. Hi Brasinder, good morning. Good morning Judith. Take your time, draw at your own pace. That's the fun, that you can see these videos later also, even after the session. So you can catch up later. Uh, Good morning Bunny. Hello Meeta. Awesome Linda. Nice to have you. Hi, good afternoon, Florence. Hi, Crystal. Mimi Patch from France. Looking forward to the session. Awesome, awesome. Beautiful. When you guys talk in your own language, I can't understand, but so far you guys are enjoying. That's awesome. Hi, Nadia from Taiwan. Good morning, Instant Karma. Now let's start working. Are you guys ready? Let's see who is drawing along with me. Write down one or two. If you are drawing along with me, write down one. If you are just enjoying watching the video, you can write down two. Good morning, Diana. It's so nice to have you and thank you for your support. Good morning, Angela from Texas. My sister lives there. Hi, Paulina from Hong Kong. Awesome, awesome. That's absolutely okay. You can just enjoy watching the video. So this is our one of the sacred geometry mandala which we are going to draw today. We have worked on lots of sacred geometry mandalas so far. I am just showing you on the screen. These are our all past sacred geometry mandala and many more also already there. So, but you see, today we are going to work on the mandala that's called the germ of life. That is basically the center part of the seed of life. If you see on the very top left corner, the seed of life, as well as in the bottom on the left seed of life, two mandalas are there. So the center part of that mandala is called the germ of life. So before I start, I would like to show you like the sacred geometry. This is how we create this seed of life. So this is the center part of that seed of life. That's called the germ of life. So that is basically the, the blueprint of all the creations, all the shapes and the complex patterns. Okay, so let's start. We always start by finding the center of our paper because we are working on the mandala, right? And this is a 6" square paper. So I'm keeping my ruler on the top, grabbing my pencil, and no need to divide it all the way horizontally and vertically. Just draw one line vertically, that's enough. Very light, and this is the center. Now we just need one mark, only one mark, that would be at the 7 centimeters. So if you see on the screen, hey, I started drawing before showing you guys about the hashtags for today's mandala, and a little disclaimer on the screen. If you can check, this is mandala NPA 082, and these are the hashtags you can use whenever you are sharing your art on any social media. And a little disclaimer. Perfect. So if you see, the measurement is just at the 7 centimeters. So much fun. So I'm just marked I just put this mark at the 7 centimeter, and I'm using my rotator. That is absolutely optional. And I'm using my this compass, and I'm drawing one circle at the 7 centimeters. Now we are dividing this into the 6 equal sections. So this is a very interesting way. We already have the 2 sections, right? We have these 2 parts. So from these 2 corners, we are going to just make sure that you have this same width in your compass. I'm just making marks. You can see I put the marks a little bigger so that you can see clearly, but you can make little smaller marks, that's fine. If you check from this mark, you will reach to this other one. So that's the best part. Yeah, perfect. So if you want, you can check your these marks that you have divided them equally, all 60 degrees. If you want, you can use your helix circle or your protector to divide this into 6 equal parts so that you can see that. Now from here, these parts are just for our suggestion that we are drawing right, and we are going to draw like these half circles. So right now we are drawing this with the pencil, then we are going to trace all this with the pen. Oops, one more. Okay. So these are our 6 petals, and this shape is called the germ of life. This is basically the center part of the seed of life. We are going to work on this. Now I'm just taking this off, and I'm putting my pen. I'm using my this micron 08, and I'm looking for some rough paper so that I can use this rough paper to put my pen with help of that, so that the tip don't go here and there. And I'm going to repeat the same thing here. First, the circle is at 7 centimeters. Let me break it a little up so that you can see the hole. After that, we keep on drawing these lines. From either point we can start. Let's start from here. Every time, make sure that you are touching to the center. You are not going here and there. So we can draw this directly with the pen also. I just did this with the pencil so that you can see it, that see the same actions twice. It becomes easier. Beautiful germ of life pattern. Oh, okay, Dinah, take care. Yes, Linda, I'm using micron 08. And now I want to show you one more thing. I'm again using my pencil uh, in my compass. And this time I'm just marking at the zero 0.5 centimeters from the center. 0.5. This is just for our guidance. 0.5. I'm drawing this circle so that we don't go here and there. I just drew a circle at the 0.5. Why I drew that? Because every time we actually need just the put your, let me start from this side so that I can fit it well. Okay, so I'm keeping the distance. So it was 7 centimeters earlier, now this is 6.5. So I don't really want to measure it again and again, so I drew this circle so that I can measure this 6.5. And now I'm drawing this 6.5 and I'm drawing these half lines. So we are kind of drawing the inner petals. It's half centimeters smaller, like 6.5. We can draw this freehand also, or we can use this step what I just did with the compass, so it becomes a little easier. Okay, now again, if you want, you can put the pen into the compass and you can draw this, or we can draw this freehand. Perfect. So I'm still using the same pen, Micron 08. I didn't change my pen so far, but now it's the time to change our pen. And I'm just keeping this back and I'm grabbing my 01 pen because we are going to work on these little leaves outside area first. So we are going to draw the wavy line. Let me start the wavy line going like that. Draw on the both side, corner to corner. Use the thin tip pen. Repeat the same pattern in all 6 petals. Now after that we are start working inside of these waves with lots of these kind of wavy lines inside. Draw the repeated patterns. You can draw 2 lines, 3 lines, whatever can fit in. If you want, you can use little thinner tip pen like the 005 or 003. So you will get more space and you can make it more intricate if you feel like. So that's how we are going to complete this whole all 6 petals borders. Take your time, draw slow, don't rush, okay? Enjoy the process. That's the most important thing in these sessions, that you are enjoying and smiling while drawing, and you are not bothering about the speed, you are not bothering about the patterns. They can be a little bit wonky, wobbly, going here and there, a little bit big or small. It's absolutely okay. We are not participating in any contest. We are just giving the good me time to ourselves, good positive and creative time. That is the best gift I can give to myself when I am drawing these mandalas. I feel like that every single time. Sacred life study is beautiful. Circle is the basic pattern, and there are lots of other basic patterns like triangle, pentagon, hexagon, and all that, these basic shapes. And with the use of these basic shapes, we create complex patterns like flower of life, Metatron's cube, Sri Yantra, and all that. They all are the complex patterns in the sacred geometry. And the best part is that we can see these patterns throughout in our life, all everywhere in the universe. Either these are in the form of galaxies, or in the form of flowers, or even when the human life starts from the day one, how the life creation goes on. I'll share one picture. It's a very interesting picture about the sacred geometry. Let me show you on the screen that. Where is that? Mm, Yeah, look at the screen. So in the center part, you can see different sacred geometry shapes. You can see the germ of life also, which we are working on. And on the left side, you can see is the how the sacred of geometry with the circle. It starts with an egg and then it starts replicating, and how the seed of life and this flower of life. So that's kind of the beginning of the human life or any life form. And you can see these all patterns that are available in the nature. So that's why these patterns are considered very powerful and they have the hidden meaning inside of them. That's why people practice them in their spiritual practices, in their meditations, because they radiate some certain kind of the energies. And the best part is they are so aesthetically pleasing, then that is just enough reason for them to use. No need to go into those depth details and those all, you know, those sacred meanings and all. The only thing is that they look pretty when we see them, so that's why we use them in our art. You can find lots of clothes, you know, which have these kind of prints, sacred geometry prints, jewelry with these kind of patterns, wall decorations, tapestries. People use them in various ways. Do you guys use any kind of the sacred geometry symbol in your daily life, in your clothing or jewelry or decoration? Tell me. Let's see how you guys use these kind of symbols. It can be anything. It can be flower of life, it can be seed of life, or this germ of life, or Metatron cube, or Merkaba star, whatever it is. Let me know what symbol you are using, or are you wearing any clothes of that, wearing any jewelry of that. Let's see how everyone is using them in their daily life. You might have some posters, or if you are planning to do that. Oh, no worries, instant karma. Take your time. Draw slowly, okay? And don't judge your artwork, especially when you are working. That's my suggestion. That I used to say this to all my students in my art classes, in my graphite art classes, and the acrylic and the colored pencil art classes, that please don't judge your artwork in the middle of it. Keep working, and every work has their own style of drawing. We should not compare each other. That's just my suggestion. Pattern drawing is so important because we see pattern everywhere in life. That's why these pattern drawings are so meaningful and so calming effect. These are our all six petals. You have a tattoo with Tree of Life, Monica. That's so awesome. Nice. We did Tree of Life too. You can see in this one, yes, we have this Tree of Life. Do I put? Yes, it's on the center lane right side, the Tree of Life. That's awesome. Okay, so now we are going to work inside of these petals. So I'm going to start working from this bottom center part and these kind of the petals. Going to the both side. Start from the base inside of these petals. I'm not starting from the top, I'm starting from the bottom center. I'm still using the pen 01. Repeating the same thing in all 6 petals. Draw with the flow, let them be a little bit big or small, it's absolutely okay. I'm not worrying about one individual petal. I'm just drawing it in a full flow. You have a beautiful hamsa around my neck. Oh, awesome. It looks so beautiful. Sorry, Nidhi, I have to go. Have a great time and enjoy everyone. Yes, Diana, thank you. Everyone, don't forget to click on the thumbs up button here. And if you haven't clicked it, please go ahead and click on the thumbs up button. When I first started drawing with you, I would like my drawing. Yes, that's so awesome. And I'm so happy that you are enjoying these videos. And after drawing this, we are going to make this line little double, just the edge line. If you have a space in between the petals, you can just fill that lightly. I didn't change my pen. I'm still working with the 01. I'm just making the edges little bolder, increasing the width. If you want, you can change your pen. You can use little thicker tip pen to make these boundaries. That is absolutely okay. So last week I uploaded the mandala for all the Patreons and for all the YouTube members. That was root chakra mandala. Now I'm working on the second one, the second chakra. So there are 7 main chakras in our body, and my planning is to make all those 7 mandalas based on the all 7 chakras. And I see some of you have already shared your mandala with me in the root chakra. And in that one, I used acrylic paints and colors. That was the colorful one. If you want, you can add colors in these mandalas too. You can use colorful pens or the pencils later for the coloring. Now we are just going to fill these center part with lots of circles, and that makes so much sense in this beautiful germ of life shape. For these circles, I would suggest you to use the thin tip pen. Fill the whole sections with lots of tiny circles. And this last petal. Draw the tiny circles. And once I'm done, then I'll look at the chat. if you guys are saying anything. Perfect. Now, if you guys want to say something, you can write down in the chat. Hi, good evening, Mommy. So nice to have you. Okay, everyone. And now it's the time to draw few more marks. So this is the second time marking in this where we are going to work on this outer section. So on the screen, I'm showing you some of the marks. Where is that? Okay. So these are the few markings which you can see. I'm putting my ruler in the center and it's reaching to the 7 centimeters. Perfect. So I'm marking at the 2 centimeters, then 2.2 centimeters, then 3, 3.2, then 4, 4.2, then 5, 5.2, then after the 5.2 it's directly 6.8 and 7.2. So these are the few markings you can see on the screen. I'm put mark on the centimeters 2, 2.2, 3, 3.2, 4, 4.2, 5, 5.2, then 6.8 and 7.2. So these are the few markings and we are going to create lots of circles based on that. So first I'm drawing it with the pencil. It's always a nice idea to draw first with the pencil, but we can draw directly with the pen too. So we are drawing just in the outside. That's why I did it this style. So we can save those all erasings and all that unnecessary line. Otherwise, we could have drawn these circles in the very beginning, but that's how we can save that. We'll draw only wherever it's required and we keep on drawing. I'm just making these tiny little marks. So feel free to do directly with the pen if you feel like. There's no harm. So we are going to draw lots of different kind of the rings here, which will go underneath to these petals. We are going to trace it with the pen, so I'm just drawing lightly so that I don't mess up when I go with the pen and I know exact placing all around. So now I'm using again my rough paper, using my same Micron 08 pen. And I'm drawing over the guidelines. We can draw freehand also, but it will be quicker as we are going to work on a lot of shapes, a lot of these circles, I mean. Sometimes our compass moves little bit close or further away. So when we have those pencil drawings, so they help us to stay, into the order. Let me remove this markings now from the screen. So lots of these rings here. Now the last final. Lots of circles, right? Thank you, Crystal. Now I'm just taking this out. So now I'm working with the 01 pen. I'm just fixing these edges a little bit. At some places I can see they are not joining all the way, so okay. Now in the center we are just drawing the straight lines. In this very center you can draw as many lines as you can fit in. If you want, you can just fill this section. That is also absolutely okay. Or you can draw these very thin lines, kind of radiating from the center below these beautiful petals, germ of life. So we are not going to do anything in between these tiny rings. Later on, if you want, you can add your any colors or any dots or anything else to fill these ones. Now in this second one, we are just going to draw our this triangular shape. So we are going to draw first one triangle, start from bottom, go center, just the one triangle in the width, and then this is the very basic pattern for the mandala drawing, the zigzag line and the triangles. Okay, and now we are going to work in the 3/3 of this ring. So the center one is just the parallel radiating lines. The second one is the triangles or the zigzag. And the third pattern is a very basic pattern, the petals, the rounded tiny petals like this. These are the basic building blocks of any kind of the mandalas. The rounded petals, the zigzag line, triangles, pointed petals. So my suggestion is to draw one petal in the very center of this section and then draw the petals all around it and fill these little interstices or these leftover spaces or the negative spaces. Petals can be a little bit wider, smaller, thinner. It's okay. Now in this petal, we are just drawing this little one tiny lines followed by the dots inside of these petals. Tiny flicking, one just flick and the few dots. And these are very straight kind of the flick, no curve in them. Okay, and now we are going to start working in uneven in petals. Also here in petals, give the little curvy flicking and the dot. In these petals, it's very light, but in the curve. So no straight flicking here, rather curvy, rounded as the petals are going. to give a little bit more dimension. So these flickings are rounded, curvy, and in these petals, the flickings is absolutely straight. How is it going with everyone? Let's see. What do you think so far? We are just left with two more sections. Are you guys enjoying working with me? So I want to show you this first. If you want, you can look at the screen. These are the 7 main chakras which I was talking in our body, and they all have their specific number of petals, a specific color, specific location, and they all are associated with different properties in our body. So people work for the energy level to balance these chakras for various purposes. So I just started working on this series. So the first chakra is the root chakra, that's called Mooladhara, and you see that is associated with the color red. So I made this chakra here. This is based on the Mooladhara chakra, and I uploaded the video for all my Patreons and for YouTube members. So now I'm working on the second chakra, that is the Swadhishtan, the sacral chakra, that is associated with the color orange. Same as the solar plexus with the yellow, heart chakra is with the green, and they all are associated with the different elements and different properties. So you can get all those chakra details in the videos, in their respective videos. So if you want, you can see that. Enjoying but late. No worries, Florence. You can take time. The best part of these videos is you can catch up later, and these videos will be available for everyone in my YouTube channel, and you can see lots of all other past videos too. Awesome. Now I'm going to work on this 1, 2, 3, the fourth layer. And fourth layer, I'm going to start working from the sideways, this side. So it's going to be start from here, not all the way to the corner, and like this triangular line. This little rounded diagonal. I'm using the same pen, 01. So start from little side like this. That is the first line. This is the second line. And then we keep on repeating this. And we try to keep our lines little bit slanted and rounded also. It's okay if they are a little close or further away than each other, okay? This is a very fun pattern to draw. Again, if you want, you can see how to start it. So like this is the width, so don't start all the way to the corner, rather start from little beginning and this slanted line. That is the first step. Then this is the next step. And then we keep on repeating this. If you want, you can practice in your rough paper first. You can practice on the rough paper with the straight lines first. Like suppose this is my rough paper and this is my straight line. So you can just first practice on straight two parallel lines. And then you can repeat the same thing in the curvy line like this. So that's what I'm doing in this pattern. I hope it's clear. That's absolutely okay, Linda. Draw as much as you can. Maybe you can just work on the two petals with me and just two sections with me, and then later on you can draw rest of it. Thank you, Teresa. I'm glad you're liking it. You'll draw it tomorrow. Awesome. Right now you're cooking. That's so cool. I also do sometimes the cooking and watching something. Every circle the color of the sir. Yes, yes, Mimpach, you can color everything with all the colors of these seven chakras, as every chakra has the different color. You can see the red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet, and then purple. So you can go like that. Okay, let me continue. Sometimes I talk too much. So all these chakras have a specific number of petals. Like the root chakra which I made, it has the 4 petals. And the red color. And now we have reached to our final sections. And in this final section, we are going to draw these beautiful, tiny, rounded petals on the both side of this ring. So these rings are kind of the base of this germ of life. They are nicely sitting on these rings. So you guys notice that we didn't use the helix circle or the protector in this one. There are lots of other mandalas which I have made earlier in my past sessions. This one is 82nd one, that where I didn't use the helix circle or the rotator, but in most of the mandalas we generally use them to divide in the equal sections. Tiny rounded petals filled from their core inside. half circle or the D shape. These repeated patterns create so calming effect, as if we are doing meditation whenever we are fully focused in our work and we are not aware about anything else, whatever is happening around. We are just enjoying this process. Sometimes I play my favorite music while working. And after one point of time, music is playing kind of the background, and I don't really hear the music. That's kind of the very, uh, you know, because I'm very much focused in the drawing, but it happens into the background. I'm listening that. That also helps in focusing. Everyone has their own preference. Some people just wants to draw in very silence. Sometimes we play just the instrumental music. Sometimes our religious bhajna mantra music, that also helps us a lot. Whatever you believe in. So if you guys have not clicked the thumbs up button yet, please do that. It's absolutely free for you to click on the thumbs up button, right? But it will help me in growing the channel. Now these are the double bumpy lines over that and double on the other side too. I tried to keep this whole mandala very easy and very simple. I don't want to keep it very intricate. I hope you guys also felt like the same. Please write down in the chat, do you find the difficulty level of this mandala easy or medium or difficult? Please write down in the chat, what do you think about the difficulty level of this mandala? We are just left with 2 more patterns, but I would like to see how do you guys feel so far. Do you think it's difficult? Do you think it's easy? Do you think it's the medium difficulty? Intricate or whatever you feel like, write down in the chat. Once I'm done drawing these 2 bumpy lines in all the sections, I will look in the chat and then I will move forward to the next step. Tomorrow we'll see each other for the Zentangle session. In the Zentangle session, we are going to draw on a 3.5 inch square tile. These are our continuous bumpy lines. Okay, let's see. That is a good idea. Color of chakras. Yes, never see you talk too much. Okay. Thank you, Bray, for your kind words. Medium and challenging. Okay, you find it easy. Yazini, hello. Hello, Sherry. Easy, Monica. Easy patterns, but the speed always gets me. No worries, I'll catch up later. No worries, Karen. Take your time. Draw at your own speed. I think it's easy for you. Thank you. Okay, now we are going to work in these spaces in between, and we are just going to draw these zigzag line or the triangular line. In between. So most of the drawing in these rings are kind of the freehand because we didn't divide it into sections with the degrees. So that is also a lot of fun in this one. Drawing freehand is also a lot of fun. And now we will draw these little triangles. On the both sides of these zigzag line. If you can fit two triangles, draw two triangles. If you can fit three, then draw three. It's absolutely okay. Whatever number of triangles you want to draw inside of each section. Actually, we are not drawing the whole triangle. We are just drawing the top part of it. No base. Base is already there. We are just attaching them to the base. After this, we are just left with the outer ring drawing and then the main part shading. And you will see after the shading, All these patterns, they kind of look so pretty and they will make so much sense after the shading. The shading completes the whole pattern very well. Shading is an important part. Our So tomorrow we are going to see for the Zentangle session. Then there will be no session for the, I think, next 2 weeks, because I'm traveling out for my daughter's graduation. So it looks like now our next session is after 2 weeks. So in that one, again, we are going to work on one mandala that is based on the sacred geometry. Again, the wavy line in the edge. Draw this wavy line in the flow. It's okay if it's going a little bit further away or the closer. The freehand drawing, that's the fun in this freehand drawing. And after this, the same thing, this round filling on the base. That's it. So this is our last drawing in this whole mandala, and then we will start the shading after that. Rotator helps me a lot in in the speed, because the turning of the paper becomes so quick and so smooth. So it saves a lot of time. But we can work easily without the rotator also. It is just an additional supply. Whatever supplies I'm using, you can see all these supplies in the material list in the video description, and I have put their Amazon links also so that you can actually see the product and their image. And we are done with the drawing, yay! And now it's the time for the shading. So I'm just using my one of this pencil now for the shading. Yes. So this is just in the beginning center of our these. So first thing is in the border of these petals. I'm just laying down graphite. You can use any pencil. This lead pencil I'm carrying the thin pencil. Generally I use this thick one. Where is that one? Generally for the shading I use this one. So this and this is absolutely same. The only thing is it has the thick lead and it has the thin lead. That is the only difference. But both are the 4B number pencil. So I'm just laying down graphite in all the 6 petals, and then I will start shading. So after laying down graphite on the all 6 petals boundary, I'm going to lay down graphite and inside also. Little bit like here, very lightly. Just little scumbling round and round motion. Oh, I didn't lay down graphite in this one on the outer edges also in this petal. After this, first I will blend all this shading in the petals, then I will move forward to the base rings. I'm just using this blending stump, going over to this edges first, and a little bit in this inside. Don't worry if it's going a little bit out of the petal, because eventually we are going to shade in that area, so it will merge in that one. Okay, so these are our all 6 petals. Oh, okay, Nadia, take your time. It's 12 a.m. in Taiwan. Yeah, good night. Now I'm just working on this second layer and then with the third layer, just with my that dirty blending stump, dirty this tortillon, it already carrying a lot of graphite. So I'm not laying down any graphite in them. I'm just using my old stump here. And in this one, we are just going to do in the very center of the ring. No laying down graphite in these. I'm just using my this tortillon, which is already carrying a little bit of the graphite. Now here we need to lay down on these sections, nothing on the edges. So shading is also a little different ways in all the rings. Let me just shade in this one first. Perfect, that's how we are going to do in this one. I'm just laying down very lightly because it is already the 4B lead, so it's pretty dark in itself. What I'm doing, I'm just laying down graphite first in all the sections just to speed up the process. Instead of changing the pencil tortillon again and again, rather I work with the pencil first in all the sections and then tortillon in all the sections. But there is no harm doing one section at a time and complete it graphite and the blending. Feel free to do whatever works best for you. Keep your hand very light when you are laying down graphite. Don't put too much pressure. It becomes easier while blending if you keep your pencil strokes lighter. Oh, you see, I didn't draw the triangle in this section, so I'm just grabbing my pen. It happens. It happens so many times with me that while shading, I see, oh, I didn't draw this. I forgot to draw in that particular area. And it happens because sometimes you draw so fast, you really want to move on so quickly. That's why I always encourage you guys to draw at your own speed, draw slow, enjoy the process. That's really more important. Maybe you just draw the half of it with me and the half you can repeat later because it is absolutely the same pattern all around. If you just complete half of the mandala here with me, you can finish the rest on your own. or you can watch the video again later, because these videos will be available on my YouTube channel. And if you're watching the video and if you have not subscribed the channel yet, please do so. That's really important. If you're enjoying, subscribing the channel is absolutely free for you and it will help me growing my channel. I want to say thank you to all of you for your support to me, to my artwork, to the channel. That encourages me to keep making these kind of videos and keep doing these kind of the live sessions. So we will see each other tomorrow for the Zentangle art session that will be on the 3.5 inch square. So that's all. In this last one, if we want, we can do a little bit just this, or we can, let's do very lightly, just on the outer side. So I'm not laying down any graphite here, and I'm using my eraser to erase those extra lines on the edges. So there's very less erasing in this one, right? Because we didn't use the helix circle, we didn't draw those diagonal lines to divide it into section. So that whole step is not there like in this one. It's a little different in that way. Perfect. Okay, now our last thing which we do, we generally sign our mandala. It's always good to sign on the back, but if you want to sign somewhere hidden, maybe like I can write down my name here, or if I want, I can write down this is April 23. Maybe I can just write down 4/23. It's absolutely your choice if you want to write down or on the back. You can sign your here name. You can write down this one is Mandala NPA 082. And for my reference, I write down this YouTube live and today's date, although I have written April 22, 2023. So that's it. I really enjoyed working on this whole pattern, this whole mandala. This is called Germ of Life. And Germ of Life is basically the center part of the seed of life. If you want, you can see on the screen how we draw the seed of life. It starts with the circle. We draw 6 circles. And then the center part of is the germ of life. That's what we drew today. And in our next section, we are going to draw the another sacred life mandala. So that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed working on this, and very soon we will add this mandala also in our this whole collection. And there are few more I'm going to add in that one. Because of the space, I didn't add all of them, but I'll try my best. Okay everyone, bye bye. See you tomorrow in the Zentangle art session. If you want to write down or say anything, you can write down in the chat. If you have not clicked on the thumbs up, please do so. And if you have not subscribed the channel, please do so right now. Bye bye.